Curious what to do about persistent or constant air leaks or drafts in your house? Stick around as we get into that and the question of the day. What's going on, guys? Matt in the Hat, Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Diamond Partners. You are tuned in to the Hot List. I come to you on Monday through Friday each and every week around 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. We hang out and talk real estate. We talk properties new to the market with recent price reductions or something unique about the property that I want to share and want you all to know. I also answer a question of the day that is submitted by a listener of the podcast. And to find out more information on how you get your question answered, all you got to do is stick around with me until the end. And finally, I recognize and thank a sponsor of the week each and every single week. And if you are a sponsor or business owner, you have an interest in being a sponsor or supporter of the Hot List, all you got to do, hang out with me till the end, and I will get you information on how you can make that happen. So I'm sure you guys watching this on Facebook and YouTube can only see part of my hat, so let me back away from the camera so you can see my latest Christmas edition. So it's got the chimney and then Santa's legs coming at the top because he's stuck. The one thing that I do love about these this time of year, for those that don't know, I do shave my head, and these hats are extremely warm this time of year, so big fan of these right now. The property we're talking about today is newly listed here in Emporia. Address is 1824 Calle de Loma Drive. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath house. Has an attached 2-car garage, 1,928 square feet of finished space. Currently listed for $219,500, courtesy of EC Real Estate. This house is a split-level house. It's in a northwest location. That's actually not too far from where I grew up in. It's got a partial basement in there, new knockdown ceilings, new paint on the inside. They do have a privacy fence around the back of it. It's got a large side yard, and then of course it's got a nice big deck as well as a patio out back as well. So if you have any questions, all you got to do is click on the link in the description. That's going to take you right to my website so you can see the house for yourself. If you have any questions, please let me know. And also, if you're pre-approved and want some more information or want to schedule a showing for this house, all you got to do is let me know as well. I actually have a showing tomorrow on a house that I talked about earlier this week, simply because I talked about it, somebody here saw it, they are pre-approved, not currently working with an agent, and wanted to know if I would be able to schedule a showing. So I would be happy to. I've got a showing scheduled with them. So if you are pre-approved, you need to get a hold of me if you're not currently working with an agent, and I'm happy to get to show you and schedule a showing. Before I get to the question of the day, I do want to recognize and thank our sponsor of the week this week, and that is Britton Family Chiropractic. I've talked all week about the number of different avenues and what they offer, so we'll run through them real quick again. They offer just the standard chiropractic care for, you know, the normal aches and pains that you have. They offer acupuncture, which I haven't manned up enough to try that yet. They also offer Chinese fire cupping, which again, not man enough to do that. And I think it's mostly because I don't know a whole lot about it. What I did learn about this week, besides what they offer with those, they also offer sinus pressure, pain, infection treatment, which I'm definitely going to look into that. And they also offer and support women's issues, including hot flashes, menopause, and infertility. So all you got to do is schedule your sit down and consultation with either Dr. Jacob or Dr. Lisa simply by calling 620-208-7550. I made it easy for you. Just click on the link down below. It will take you right to their Facebook page. Gives their phone number, website, and and their physical address here in the Emporia area, and you know where to go and who to call. I had somebody on Facebook just want to see the hat again, so I'm gonna back away from the hat, or from the camera. And then it's got these thingies. I don't know what these thingies are. These things kind of remind me of, you remember Goofy from Disney? That's what these things remind me of with these hats. Alright, if you guys are a local business or business owner and interested in being a sponsor and supporting the hot list, all you have to do is shoot me a message wherever you're listening to this, or if you're visiting my website, shoot me a message and I would be happy to have a conversation with you, see if you are a good fit for being a sponsor of the hot list. Not everybody is. I do have to say no to certain business entities, and for that reason, not everybody is a good fit. So if you have an interest or curious what you can do, what is involved, just shoot me a message wherever you're listening to this, and we will have a conversation and move forward. All right, so question of the day. I love the question of the day because I've told you guys before, my favorite part of the show, because I not only get to help educate myself, I help get to educate people that watch this, listen to this, and have some type of real estate question. Now, again, I don't know the answer to all of these offhand. Some of these do involve some research on my end, and not just research online, but also talking with people that have had this happen, as well as contractors, to see what type of remedies are available. So question of the day: what can I do for constant air leaks or drafts in my house? It's no secret that it's getting cold outside as I'm recording this on Friday, December 11th. Officially, winter is 10 days away. So it's obviously going to get cold outside, at least where I live, maybe where you live as well. And if you're standing too close to a drafty door or window, it's only going to get colder on the inside. I'm sure I don't have to tell any of you how big of a pain in the ass it is when the wind blows, especially here in Kansas. That door or that window is going to get drafty. Now, it can be difficult to find these and fix these if the wind is still in, there's nothing going on. And especially right now with everything that we all seem to have going on this time of year, on top of having COVID, it's hard to keep those leaks in the front of our mind because we have other things that distract us during the week. So if you have a persistent draft in your house, this year is definitely the year to get it done. Not to mention, it's going to save you money on either your heating or your cooling bill. So first, what you want to do is locate the persistent draft. Generally, when you think of a draft, you search around doors and windows. What happens when a window or door doesn't seem to be the culprit? What do you do next? Well, here's a couple things for you to try. First, you can try running your hand along the trim where it meets the wall. Sometimes windows aren't properly weatherproofed when they're installed, and this leaves the trim around the window to just leak and leak and leak, and just keeps that air coming through. So what you can do is just check to ensure there's a solid bead of caulking along the trim, even at the bottom of the window. Without this, you can have a large number of air leaks if you don't have that there. What you can also check around, and people don't think about this, I didn't think about this one until speaking with people, check outlets. Because not everybody is aware that cold air can even come through the outlets on exterior walls. Yep, sure can. I didn't know that either. Usually it's easier to find the leaks with the cover off, so pull that cover off. Just a side note, as somebody who has been shocked and lit up multiple times by 110, turn the power off if you're going to do this, because depending on what you have in your hand while you're checking, if you're looking with a flashlight, you might get a little too close. Speaking from experience, it's going to give you a little jolt and it's going to suck. So 110, oh man, I don't know that I can even remember how many times I've been hit by 110, but it's been over 30. I'm sure. And then what you could also do, because we talked about it this week as well, check your chimney. Because if the damper isn't fully closed, you may have a huge draft that is coming down the chimney and into your house. You know, just like what Santa does on Christmas Eve. Maybe he's the one that left it open. Who knows? But just make sure that's closed and get it fixed. Now, it may not always be obvious when the chimney is leaking and it's the culprit of where that air is coming in. So you may have to be right at the base of the chimney and even check inside the fireplace to just make sure that damper is securely closed. If you still can't track down the leak, try using a candle. Make sure that all your ceiling fans are turned off, your furnace is turned off, and take that candle and run it slowly along your ceiling, your windows, your doors, your trim outlets, and even your fireplace. Those are all good, check any other potential sources of leaks or air loss. If you notice a flicker, instead of just marking it on the wall with a Sharpie, I would recommend using a sticky note. As somebody who may or may not have made marks on my wife's paint, sticky note is going to get you in less trouble, and it'll end better for you. I'm just saying. And just go room by room, make sure everything is secure, there's no leaks. Now, when it comes to fixing these leaks, since you've got it located, now the work can start. It's not just enough to know where the leaks are. You have to do something about it, because if you find them and do nothing about it, then you've got nothing to bitch about. As far as your heating or cooling bills, they're going to keep going up, and that's on you. There are some temporary fixes available. I would recommend eliminating the air loss and leaks altogether and either doing it yourself or having a professional come in. Before calling in a professional, here are some temporary solutions that you can try. Number one, there are some gaskets available for windows. There are types of gaskets that are meant to fill the gaps at the bottom of the window frame. Now, these are typically only effective if you close the window on top of the gasket and then lock it for the wintertime. There's also layers of window treatments. So windows typically are a large source of some type of energy loss, whether it's heating or cooling. And it makes sense that installing better window treatments is going to help slow that airflow down. And this applies not just in the wintertime, but summertime as well. What some people do with this, install blinds on the inside of the window frame and add an insulating curtain on the outside. This slows the air leaks from coming through the windows, especially if those windows have a little age to them. And then the third option are door draft stoppers or door snakes. This helps keep cold air out if the door sweeps aren't as in good condition as they used to be. I would recommend choosing one that's going to be a little larger than the door itself. That way you can ensure the entire bottom of the door is covered and that trim is overlapped. Now, as far as what you can do on a more permanent solution, either yourself or hire in a professional, you've got more permanent solutions like removing the trim and installing backer board or gap filling foam. I've had to do that before. Replacing door sweeps altogether. I've also done that. You can also install gaskets in the electrical outlets or junction boxes. Hopefully you don't have to do that. If you do, make sure you turn power off. Also, make sure that you can tape gaps in light fixtures, caulking around the trim work like I kind of mentioned earlier, and then repairing or replacing anything in the fireplace as far as the door or damper goes. So that's it. Those are what you can do, either temporary or permanent fixes yourself or at a professional level. So you've got a number of different options available. So there you go. If you have any additional questions, make sure you let me know. And if you have a question that you would like answered for yourself or on the show, all you got to do, wherever you're listening to this, just shoot me a message. I'm happy to answer that as well as use content. I've been doing this for over a year now, and because of your questions, I've been able to consistently come up with content and video ideas. So please keep those coming. I can't do this without you. I greatly appreciate y'all. You guys have an awesome weekend, and I will see you back in here on Monday. Take care.